Have you ever felt written off, judged by your past, maybe your job, or even just one single mistake? Well, we're about to dive into this really fascinating pattern found in some ancient texts, a deliberate, almost shocking focus on the very people everyone else had decided to just ignore.
Just take a second and really think about it. In any culture, in any time period, there are always people who get pushed to the margins. They're the outcasts, the forgotten, the ones we just decide are unworthy. And let's be honest, this isn't just some ancient problem, right? It's a deeply human one that's still very much alive today.
In this verse right here, this is basically the core mission statement. It's not about finding the people who've already got it all figured out. No, it's specifically about seeking out those who are considered lost. This one idea, this one sentence, really frames everything we're about to look at. Okay, so that's the mission, but how did it actually play out in real life? Let's dig into three pretty powerful case studies. Three different people who were completely, totally rejected by their society, and just see what happened. So first up, we've got this guy, Zacchaeus. Now, to really get this story, you have to understand something. Tax collectors back then, they weren't just disliked. They were seen as absolute traitors. They were working for the Roman occupiers and were famous for getting rich by cheating their own people. I mean, they were the definition of a social and religious outcast. And just look at the incredible difference here. Society had Zacchaeus all figured out, right? He was labeled sinner, cheat, corrupt. But Jesus, he doesn't just see the label. He calls him by his name. A simple act, but so personal. And then he does something that would have made everyone's jaw drop. He invites himself over to Zacchaeus' house. He didn't just acknowledge him, he shared a meal with him, which in that culture was a profound, powerful sign of acceptance. Okay, our second story is even more intense. Picture this. A woman is literally dragged into the middle of a crowd. She's been caught in the act of adultery. And she's not just being publicly shamed, she is facing an actual death sentence, and the crowd is ready to do it. Her accusers are really just using her as bait to try and trap Jesus. And here comes the pivot. The crowd is demanding judgment. They want punishment. But Jesus does something nobody saw coming. He completely flips the script. With that famous line, "He who is without sin," he shifts the focus from her sin to the hypocrisy of everyone standing there. Instead of condemnation, he gives her a way out, a chance to start over. He offers grace where society was demanding stones. For our last case study, we go to the very, very end. We're at an execution. There's a man on a cross next to Jesus. He's a criminal, he's been publicly condemned, and he has absolutely no time left to make anything right. In the eyes of the world, his story is over, and it's a bad one. He is the ultimate lost cause. Think about this. Society saw a criminal who was getting exactly what he deserved. It was the end of the line. But in his final moments, all the thief asks for is just to be remembered. And the response he gets? It's one of the most powerful promises ever recorded. Immediate, unconditional acceptance. Today you will be with me in paradise. It's this incredible statement that it's just never too late. So look, these aren't just three random touching stories. When you zoom out and you look at them together, along with all his other interactions, with lepers, with children, even with his enemies, a really clear and consistent pattern starts to emerge. Let's connect the dots here. I mean, the pattern is just undeniable. Time and time again, he intentionally broke the social and religious rules of his day. He consistently looked right past the labels that society had slapped on people. Sinner, unclean, enemy, and he saw the person underneath. And he didn't just forgive them, he offered them a totally fresh start, giving dignity back to the broken. And this pattern, it actually has a name. We can call it radical grace. It's a kind of grace that just doesn't make any sense by the world's standards. It's acceptance that flies in the face of what's expected. It's all about giving dignity and a future back to the very people that society has already judged and thrown away. Okay, so this all happened 2,000 years ago. So what? Why does any of this matter to us? Well, because this whole pattern, this idea of radical grace, it presents a challenge that echoes directly into our world, right now.
Just look at this comparison for a second. The labels might be different, but the people are the same. The despised tax collector? Maybe today that's the person we see as greedy or financially corrupt. The woman cast out for her choices? Maybe that's someone we judge for their relationships or their past. The leper, the blind man? They are echoed in those we tend to ignore today, the chronically ill, the homeless. And the thief on the cross? Well, that's anyone we've decided is a lost cause.
And ultimately, the message seems to boil down to this open invitation. It's not some exclusive club for people who are perfect. Instead, it's a call to anyone who feels tired, burdened, and weighed down by life or by their own screw-ups. It's presented as a straightforward offer of rest.
And so we land here. Based on this whole pattern of radical grace, the real challenge isn't just about understanding history. It's about looking around at our own world, our own lives, and asking a simple but kind of profound question. Who are the people we've written off, and who is Jesus calling us to see differently?